Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome again to another video. This time we are going to be flying a Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 in virtual reality using the same plane that we just used in X-Plane 12. And here's a quick look at my graphics settings in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. This is going to be a very short flight from LaGuardia, New York over to Newark. Alright, so here we are rolling down the runway, and here you're going to see one of the major problems with Microsoft Flight Sim. I am not even hitting 60 knots and the plane just automatically took off on its own. I was not even pulling back on a yoke at all. And this is a problem with every single default airplane. There is some paywares developers that have gotten around by just doing some custom flight models. An example of those is the Phoenix A320, for example. But yeah, every single other default airplane just feels like junk pretty much to fly in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 and also in this one, which is 2024. It's just the same thing. Anyway, there's something with Microsoft Flight Simulator both 2020 and 2024 that is yet to be topped by any other simulator, and that is the visual. As you can see, as we fly over New York, man, this looks photorealistic pretty much, like the visual, the city. And there's something about the photogrammetry that Microsoft Flight Sim does that kind of makes the ground looks realistic, even though the buildings are just all over the place because of the photogrammetry limitations. But still, there's something about the coloring done by the photogrammetry that makes it kind of look real. Like even the trees, they look real when you are at certain altitude. One other thing that Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 especially is doing way better than 2020 is the lighting and the color palette. Now, I am not sure if the sky colors look better than X-Plane 12. To me, I think X-Plane 12 lighting looks better and the sky color looks better than Flight Sim 2020 and also this one 2024. I'm not sure if there's something that needs to be tuned as far as the color temperatures by Asobo. Yeah, but X-Plane 12 I think is doing a better job. Of course, it's just one thing that X-Plane developers at Lamina Research hasn't gotten right at the moment, and that is the cloud rendering. Also, there's this weird effect in the clouds in X-Plane, especially when you're flying at nighttime. It's just a weird issue, and it has to be around the color banding. Like the clouds, they just look really weird at night in X-Plane 12. Now in Flight Sim 2024, the clouds look really nice. The same thing with 2020, honestly, but I think clouds look a little bit better in 2024. Anyway, just take a look here at Manhattan. We're heading over Manhattan now. There you can see the Central Park. And yeah, man, this looks absolutely beautiful. About performance, so as you can see right here, and of course we are flying in New York, which is one of the heaviest areas in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Also was the same thing with 2020, but we are getting almost 30 frames per second, but the frame time for both GPU and CPU is extremely high. So you can see we're gonna be getting close to 40 milliseconds on a GPU frame time. As far as the usage on a GPU, we can see it almost hitting 100%. So my 3090 is getting hammered by the simulator right now. Now 30 frames per second, to me, for flight simulation, it's good enough. It's not the smoothest experience you can get, but at least if you get a constant 30 frames per second performance or close to it, like I am right now, hitting 27, 28 frames per second consistently, the experience while in VR feels smooth, which is good. Take a look at this. Look how realistic this thing looks. Like the 3D model of the building is not the best. It's a little bit jaggy, and that's always the case with photogrammetry. But the coloring, the environment, it just looks real. Let me know, what do you think about Microsoft Flight Sim in virtual reality? Have you tried it? What do you think about it as far as performance and visuals? Let me know in the comments section. There we have the Statue of Liberty. Alright, so now we are going to be flying back to one of our waypoints, and from there we are going to follow the route towards Newark Airport. And here we are, almost on final to runway 22 left, Newark. Got to try to make sure that we set the plane for the proper descent path here, following the glide slope. And I noticed some weird stuff with the weather right here on final. So I was getting like a consistent headwind of about 19-20 knots. And all of a sudden, I started getting like a crosswind from the west. It was crazy, and it was so freaking intense. It was just blowing the plane all over the place. And again, that it's one of the things that I just don't really like about Flight Sim 2024 and 2020. The flight models, they just don't feel as good as they do in X-Plane 12. Like this plane specifically, it just feels like a paper plane. It feels like I don't know, you flying like a glider or just flying like a paper plane with no weight to it at all. You feel like just the minimal crosswind just blows the plane away. In X-Plane, on the other hand, you feel, even if you're flying like a Cessna 172, you feel like you're flying something that has weight to it. That's 3,000 pounds or whatever it is for the Skyhawk. You just feel it. And especially when you are almost touching down, it just doesn't flow like crazy. And that's one of the major problems that I have with Microsoft Flight Sim. Alright, so here we are on final. Gotta make sure we set this plane properly on the descent path. Touchdown. That was a decent landing. Let me know what you think of that landing in the comment section. Right, let's see if we can vacate on this upcoming exit here. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this short flight here in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 in virtual reality. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. As always, thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.